I was an infant, and there's this boisterous boy, right, this cool boy. So I don't know what my earliest memories are, but they're just of admiring him, I guess. And also, he and my sister used to argue. As brothers and sisters will. She was 2 years older, and they would have these arguments. And of course, to me, it was like the gods arguing or something. And I would just sort of stand back. Mother had to drive us across country several times. This before car air conditioning, so it was hot. And often they would be arguing in the back seat, and one day it became to the point that my brother was especially loud and whatever, and she told him to shut up. And he did. So she leaned over and she hit him with a bag, and the bag was full of warm, squishy donuts. And they just went, well, my brother just thought that was the funniest damn thing. And he was laughing and laughing and laughing. So my mother really got angry. And she picked up the next thing, which was a thermos bottle, hit him over that, made a dent in the head, and John, stopped laughing. He was at the Naval Academy. His roommates really helped him graduate because I don't know if you know it or not, but out of the 900 or so men that graduated in 1958, he was 5th from the bottom. In other words, he was a grade just above getting kicked out. And the thing that drove his roommates crazy was that when he found out that the anchorman was going to greet the President of the United States, Eisenhower was going to hand out the diplomas, he was pissed off because he was only 5th. I was out in San Diego, and I was a reporter for what was then the San Diego Evening Tribune. And in the middle of the night, I got a phone call, and I would say, I'm just guessing, but I think it was about 3 a.m., I mean the dead of night. And it was a call from London. My father was then Commander Naval Forces Europe, and their headquarters was in London. And my mother and father were both on the phone, which was very strange. Usually just one of them that would call every now and then. And they told me that John had been shot down on a mission over Hanoi. And what the pilot's reported was a fireball, so they didn't think, that he survived. And I was just, it was like, if you can imagine a wrecking ball hanging out, just slamming you on them, because here was my personal hero who was no more.
Commander John McCain.
How many raids have you done until the last one?
23.
In which circumstances have you been shot down?
I was on a flight over the city of Hanoi, and I was bombing and was hit by either missile or anti-aircraft fire, I'm not sure which, and the plane continued straight down. I ejected.
So they landed the planes, these USA planes, and the hatch opened, and the most senior ones got out, and then all of a sudden, John McCain appeared in the hatch, gaunt, skinny, part of a tooth gone, but it was possibly the most emotional experience I've ever had, and I broke down and cried. Now there were friends of mine there, and they were very upset that I was crying. And I said, no. I said, this is a good thing. So that's what it was like.